From the steel cranes of Driftveil Harbour to the old brick terraces rising above the Unovan coastline, welcome to Match 2 of the 2026 PIFA World Cup. Good evening from Driftveil Stadium, a ground with none of Castelia's polished grandeur, but every ounce of its own rugged character. The harbour sits immediately beyond the eastern stand. Cargo ships move slowly through the channel, waves break against the seawall, and a stiff coastal wind is already sweeping across the pitch from left to right. Kick-off is scheduled for 5:30 this evening. The temperature sits at a cool 19 degrees Celsius, with winds reaching 24 km per hour from the northeast. There is cloud gathering offshore, although the rain is expected to hold until after full time. The conditions are playable, but they will matter. Crosses will hang, long passes may drift, and any goalkeeper judging a high ball beneath these open roofs will need to be absolutely certain.
This is a proper football ground, Willow. The stands are tight, the wind comes straight off the water, and the crowd feels right on top of you. It won't be comfortable for either side, and I suspect both coaches are quite happy about that.
A crowd of 51,786 has packed Driftveil Stadium. To our left, Johto supporters have transformed one end into a wall of gold and silver. Opposite them, the Alolan faithful glow in pale purple beneath hundreds of golden flags. Johto arrived draped in tradition, history and expectation. Alola arrived with pace, unity and perhaps the most explosive attacking weapons in the competition. Kanto and Kalos opened Group A with a draw in Castelia. Tonight, the first victory of the PIFA World Cup is there to be claimed. This is Johto against Alola. Welcome to Driftveil. Leading Johto is Driftveil City's enigmatic gym leader, Morty, known as the mystic seer of the future. Morty has built his reputation around patience, anticipation and the ability to see patterns before others recognize them. His traditional association with ghost-type strategy makes him a natural believer in disguise, misdirection and drawing opponents into spaces they think are safe. He does not want Johto chasing the game. He wants the game moving exactly where he expects it to move.
Morty's sides can look passive if you're not paying attention. Then suddenly the passing lane disappears, Umbreon takes the ball away, and 3 Johto players are running at your back line. It's not slow football, it's patient football, and Morty's protected him with a fascinating back three. Mega Ampharos provides the height in the middle. Typhlosion has the speed to cover the right channel, while the 17-year-old Heracross has been trusted on the left because he can actually play through Alola's press. That's a big assignment for a young defender. Then we come to the real puzzle. Ipom and Smeargle will play behind Ampharos, but I don't expect either of them to remain in one position. Ipom will run at defenders. Smeargle will drift, pause, disappear from the play, and then somehow receive the ball in the most dangerous pocket on the pitch.
Ampharos leads the line. His height makes him an obvious target against the coastal wind, but Johto will also use his ability to protect the ball and bring their runners forward. Morty has selected control, deception and aerial strength. Johto will not reveal their intentions easily. In the opposite technical area stands Hala, Kahuna of Melemele Island and one of Alola's most respected leaders. Hala carries enormous authority, but his leadership is built around community rather than ego. His experience as a Kahuna and former member of Alola's Elite Four makes him a coach who values courage, responsibility and collective strength. He expects every player to understand that individual brilliance means little unless it serves the team.
He's warm before the game, but there'll be nothing soft about the football. Hala wants his side to compete physically, stay connected and attack with conviction when the moment arrives. With this Alolan front three, those moments could arrive very quickly.
Hala has chosen a bold 4-3-3, featuring enough speed to terrify any defensive unit in the tournament. Decidui starts in goal. His wingspan offers excellent coverage, but his calm distribution may be especially valuable against Johto's shifting press.
The defense has a clear division of labor. Galizapod and Como bring size, force and aggression centrally. Lycanroc will stay alert to danger on the right, while Kartana has the difficult task of dealing with Sizer and still supporting Salazzle.
Captain Harkamo anchors midfield. He will screen the defense, direct the press and look to play through Johto's first line. Alolan Rattata provides the movement and short combinations, while Alolan Marowak receives permission to roam forward and disturb Johto's defensive shape.
And then the front line. Salazzle on one side, Mega Zeraora on the other. Zeraora through the middle, that is frightening pace. Johto's back three cannot afford to defend large spaces tonight.
Hala has selected power through the center and lightning around it. Alola will not want a slow contest. They will want to stretch Johto until the structure cracks. The bookmakers make Alola marginal favorites, largely because of the speed and finishing quality contained within their attack. Zeraora can score from almost anywhere. Mega Zeraora may be the tournament's most dangerous emerging talent, and Salazzle can turn 1 yard of space into a devastating cross.
But this is exactly the sort of opponent Morty would enjoy preparing for. Alola's strengths are obvious. That means the traps can be prepared. If Johto can compress the center and force those wingers toward the touchline, Alola may find the pitch smaller than they expected.
The two teams are now assembled beneath Driftveil's western stand. Lugia stands at the front of the Johto line, utterly still, the captain's armband stretched across one enormous arm. Opposite him, Harbour is speaking to every Alolan player individually. A hand on the shoulder, a final word, a reminder that nobody walks onto this pitch alone. Johto, Alola, match 2 of the PIFA World Cup is moments away. The whistle sounds, and Johto against Alola is underway. Johto in gold and silver attack toward the harbour end. Alola, in pale purple and gold, move from right to left. Harbour wins it immediately. Forward to Marowak. First time pass into Zeraora. He turns Mega Ampharos. Zeraora is through. Lugia comes out, spreads himself and blocks with the right hand.
That took 3 passes. Johto's backline was pulled apart almost instantly. Morty will not enjoy that warning.
Umbreon intercepts Marowak. Ledian moves it wide. Sudowoodo comes inward. Smeargle drifts left. Apalm darts right. Alola are being asked several questions at once.
This is what we expected. The formation graphic said 3-4-2-1, but Johto have already shown us about 4 different shapes.
Smeargle receives with his back to goal. Lovely touch around Harbour. Releases Sizer. Sizer powers beyond Kartana and drives into the box. The cross is struck hard toward Ampharos. Decidueye gets there first and holds it beneath the crossbar.
Excellent goalkeeping in difficult wind.
Salazzle attempts to spin away from Typhlosion. Typhlosion stays with her, shoulder to shoulder. Strong challenge and the ball runs out.
That duel will be important. Salazzle wants finesse. Typhlosion has made it clear that finesse is going to come with contact.
Marowak carries through midfield. Heracross steps across him. The tackle arrives late. The 17-year-old goes into the book.
He had to stop the transition, but now he has 70 minutes against Mega Zeraora with a yellow card hanging over him. That changes the equation.
Lugia gathers the corner, immediately looks forward. What a kick. The wind carries it beyond midfield. Ampharos brings it down beautifully. Apalm runs beyond. Ampharos slips him through. Apalm shoots across goal, wide by inches.
From Lugia's hands to the edge of Alola's penalty area in a matter of seconds.
Harbour reads the pass into Smeargle. Strong interception. Rattata takes over and moves it quickly to Marowak. Marowak turns away from Ledian. Salazzle has space on the left. Here comes the cross. Mega Zeraora arriving at the far post. Volley. Goal. Alola strike first in Driftveil. Mega Zeraora, 18 years of age, announces himself on the World Cup stage with a thunderous far post volley.
That is superb football. Harbour wins it cleanly, Marowak shifts the point of attack, and Salazzle's cross defeats the wind beautifully. Mega Zeraora doesn't hesitate. That's a finish from a player who believes he belongs here. And look at the Alolan end. Purple flags everywhere. The noise is rolling down from the harbour stand.
Johto do not panic. Umbreon slows the game. Heracross finds Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo inside to Apalm. Apalm beats 1, beats 2. Homo comes across with a huge tackle. Salazzle draws Typhlosion forward. Marowak clips it behind him. Zeraora onto it in a flash. Low shot. Lugia saves with the legs.
Johto are surviving, but Zeraora is beginning to find the seams between those centre-backs.
Morty has called Sizer over during the stoppage. Sudowoodo is now holding wider on the left, and Sizer appears to have moved much higher on the opposite side.
Johto are almost playing a 4-2-3-1 in possession now. Heracross slides to left back. Typhlosion moves right. Sizer is being released.
Umbreon recovers possession. Into Smeargle. Smeargle waits. Still waits. Harbour approaches. A reverse pass through the smallest opening. Apalm is in behind. Apalm cuts it back. Sizer. Goal. Johto are level, and it is a move painted by Smeargle. He held the ball until the entire Alolan midfield leaned one way, then passed in the other direction.
That's brilliant. No panic. No wasted movement. Apalm's cutback is excellent and Sizer finishes with real authority. Morty changed the shape 3 minutes ago, and it has already produced the equalizer. The gold and silver end has erupted. You can barely hear the harbour sirens now.
Mega Zeraora drives inside Heracross. Shoots from distance. Lugia palms it over, an absorbing first half ends level at Driftveil Stadium. Alola struck first through Mega Zeraora after a rapid transition, but Johto responded with tactical intelligence and the beautifully constructed equalizer finished by Sizer.
Alola have looked more dangerous when the game opens up. Johto have looked better when they can control the rhythm. The fascinating part is that both teams have managed to create the kind of match they want, just at different times.
Smeargle has been Johto's most influential creator, while Zeraora and Mega Zeraora have repeatedly tested the space around Mega Ampharos. The fascinating part is that both teams have managed to create the kind of match they want, just at different times.
And remember, Alola now have the wind behind them. That could make the second half even more difficult for Lugia.
No changes at the interval. Alola begin the second half with the wind at their backs. Harkarmo steps forward, wins it from Ledian. Marowak feeds Salazzle, low cross towards Zeraora. Mega Ampharos slides across and clears.
That may be his best piece of defending tonight. He read the danger before Zeraora began the run.
Kartana wins the tackle against Sizer, immediately forward to Salazzle. Salazzle cuts inside Typhlosion, lovely pass. Zeraora is one-on-one. Zeraora opens his body and aims for the far corner. Lugia, an enormous left hand turns it around the post.
That is a captain's save. Johto are behind without Lugia. No question.
Morty makes the first change. Ampharos departs after battling physically with Como-o, and Sneasel enters.
Completely different problem now. Johto no longer have a traditional target. Sneasel will drift, sprint and attack the gaps behind Alola's centre backs. It's become closer to a 3-4-3.
Smeargle turns away from Rattata. Slides it between Galissopod and Como-o. Sneasel is through. Decidueye rushes out and gathers at his feet.
Sneasel was only half a step away.
Hala makes his first adjustment. Serena replaces Marowak.
That moves Alola into something resembling a 4-2-3-1. Zarina can play behind Zeraora, but she'll also help Harkarmo and Rattata compete physically through the center.
Apalm escapes Harkarmo. Kartana comes across. Strong tackle, but the trailing leg catches Apalm.
The left back is blocked, and that is significant with Sizer continuing to attack his side.
Smeargle finds Sneasel again. Sneasel darts across Como-o. Kartana challenges from the side. Sneasel goes down. Johto demand a penalty. The referee says no.
There is contact, but Sneasel begins falling before Kartana fully arrives. I think the referee has judged that correctly.
The video assistant completes the check. No penalty. The Johto supporters disagree rather enthusiastically. Alola counter immediately. Harkarmo to Rattata. Rattata spins away from Umbreon and releases Mega Zeraora. Mega Zeraora cuts inside Heracross. Powerful strike. Off the post.
That was ferocious. Lugia did not move.
Two changes from Morty. Raikou replaces Apalm, adding extraordinary pace to the front line. Miltank replaces Sudowoodo and will reinforce Johto's left side.
Morty is gambling on transitions. Smeargle remains as the creator. Sneasel and Raikou become the runners.
Hala removes the booked Kartana. Alolan Ninetales enters at left back, bringing fresh legs against Sizer. Harkarmo attempts the pass through midfield. Umbreon reads it. Interception number 7 for the Johto midfielder. Into Smeargle. Smeargle turns first time and releases Raikou into open grass. Raikou is flying down the right. Galissopod cannot reach him. Low ball across the penalty area. Sneasel at the near post. Goal. Johto 2-1 Alola. Johto have turned the match around. Sneasel, introduced from the bench, arrives like a shadow at the near post and sends the gold and silver end into delirium.
That is the Morty plan in one move. Umbreon anticipates. Smeargle sees the picture before anyone else. Raikou provides the speed. Sneasel finishes. Every substitution, every roll and every tactical choice is contained in that goal.
Morty barely reacts. One clenched fist. Nothing more. Hala immediately calls his players toward him. Hala uses two changes at once. Alolan Sandslash joins the attack. Incineroar replaces Lycanroc at right back, although there will be very little defending in his instructions.
Alola now have 4 genuine attackers. This is no longer about balance. They need a goal.
Incineroar thunders down the right. Shoulder into Miltank. Still going. Cross towards Sandslash. Heracross heads clear. Only as far as Serena. Serena strikes. Blocked by Umbreon. Zeraora spins beyond Mega Ampharos. Typhlosion brings him down. Yellow card, Typhlosion, Johto.
Unnecessary foul, but Alola have a free kick 24 meters from goal.
Zeraora and Mega Zeraora stand over it. Lugia arranges the wall. The harbour wind blows directly toward goal. Zeraora steps up. Over the wall, Lugia saves. The ball spills. Alolan Sandslash follows in. Lugia saves again.
2 extraordinary stops from the Johto captain. That is massive. Absolutely massive.
One final Alolan corner. Decidueye has come forward. Salazzle swings it into the wind. Como-o rises. Header down. Miltank clears from inside the 6-yard box. The referee checks the watch. And there is the final whistle. Johto become the first nation to win a match at the 2026 PIFA World Cup. Alola struck first through a spectacular Mega Zeraora volley, but Johto refused to abandon their structure. Sizer equalized before the interval, and Morty's second-half substitutions combined for the winner as Raikou supplied Sneasel 8 minutes from time.
Alola will feel they deserved something. They created chances, hit the post and forced Lugia into several outstanding saves. But Johto were incredibly intelligent. They absorbed pressure, changed shape when required and punished Alola at exactly the right moment. That's a serious tournament performance. Smeagol, congratulations. You have been named player of the match. What allowed you to find so much space tonight?
Space is not always somewhere you run into. Sometimes you wait for everyone else to run away from it. Alola play with great speed. I thought we could use that speed against them by holding the ball for one extra moment.
You were involved in both Johto goals. Which pass pleased you more?
The second one. The first required patience. The second required trust. I had not played many minutes with Raikou in that role, but I knew he would make a run.
Johto now have the first victory in World Cup history.
That belongs to the team. Lugia saved us. Umbreon protected us. The substitutes changed the match. My name may appear beside the assists, but the picture required everyone.
Lugia, Johto were under enormous pressure late in the match. What was going through your mind during that double save?
The first responsibility is to stay balanced. With the wind moving the ball, I could not assume the free kick would travel normally. After the first save, there was no time to think. I simply had to be ready again.
How important was Morty's tactical plan tonight?
We believed in it completely. Alola made us uncomfortable, but discomfort does not mean the plan has failed. Morty prepared us for periods when they would appear stronger. We remained patient.
What does this victory mean?
3 points. Nothing more yet. We will enjoy tonight, then prepare for the next match. Very difficult because there were parts of the match where we played well enough to win. But Johto punished 2 moments when our midfield became stretched. At this level, 2 moments can decide everything.
Did Alola become too impatient after the score reached 1-1?
Perhaps. We wanted to regain the lead quickly. Our distances became larger, and Smeagol is exactly the player who recognizes that. We must learn without losing confidence.
What did Hala say after full time? Stay together. The result hurts, but one result does not define the strength of our group. We respond as one team.
3 thoughtful interviews, and Johto's composure appears to extend from the technical area all the way through the squad.
Alola will be disappointed, but I liked Hakamo-o's response. No excuses. No blaming the wind or the referee. They've got attacking quality. Now they need to make sure that quality remains connected to the rest of the side.
Alola had more possession, more attempts and the greater expected goals total. Yet Johto led in tackles, interceptions, forced turnovers and clearances, reflecting how successfully Morty's side defended space and attacked after regaining possession. They've got attacking quality. Now they need to make sure that quality remains connected to the rest of the side.
The defining figure is Lugia's 6 saves. Alola created enough to score more than once, but Johto's captain refused to let them.
Here are all of your individual stat leaders.
Player ratings. Johto, Lugia, captain, 9.2. A towering captain's performance. Made 6 saves, including a remarkable double stop in added time. His distribution also launched several dangerous Johto transitions. Johto do not win this match without him. Typhlosion, 7.7. Handled Salazzle's speed and skill with determination. Hooked late for stopping Zeraora, but the foul may have prevented an equalizer. Strong, disciplined work. Mega Ampharos, 8.1. Initially troubled by Zeraora's movement, but improved as the match developed. dominant in the air and produced 9 clearances. An important recovery after a difficult opening. Heracross, 7.8. Booked early and forced to defend carefully for the remainder of the game. Showed maturity beyond his 17 years and repeatedly recovered against Mega Zeraora. Sizer, 8.5. Johto's most dangerous wide player. Scored the equalizer, drove Kartana backward and provided a constant outlet. His move higher up the field changed the first half. Sudowoodo, 7.4. Moved intelligently between wing-back and midfield. Helped Johto control possession before being replaced as Morty reinforced the defense. Umbreon, 8.8. A masterclass in defensive midfield play. Won 7 tackles, made 8 interceptions and began the move for the winning goal. Quietly controlled the spaces Alola wanted most. Ledian, 7.5. Disciplined and dependable, maintained Johto's shape, covered for Smeagol and Ipom, and rarely attempted anything beyond the team's needs. Ipom, 8.0. Dangerous whenever he turned toward goal. Supplied the cutback for Sizer's equalizer and unsettled Alola with 5 successful dribbles. Smeagol, 9.0. Player of the match, the creative brain of the contest. Manipulated Alola's midfield with patience and vision, unlocked the defense for the first goal and initiated the decisive second. Played the match at his own peculiar tempo. Ampharos, 6.9. Competed strongly against Komodo and Elizapod but struggled to generate clear shooting opportunities. His hold-up play was useful, although Johto became more dangerous after introducing Sneasel. Johto substitutes. Sneasel, 8.2. Changed the geometry of the match immediately. Threatened the space behind Alola's centre backs and scored the winning goal with a sharp near-post run. Raikou, 7.9. Provided the explosive transition Morty wanted. Raced beyond the defence and supplied the decisive low cross only 6 minutes after entering. Miltank, 7.4. Added physical security on the left and made a crucial added time clearance during Alola's final assault. Alola, Decidueye, 7.2. Handled the windy conditions well and made 3 saves. Could do little about either goal, both arriving from close range after the defense was opened. Lycanroc, midday form, 6.8. Alert to danger and worked hard defensively but offered little in possession. Removed as Alola chased the match. Elizapod, 7.3. Strong in direct contests and surprisingly composed on the ball. Struggled once Johto introduced Sneasel's movement. Komodo, 7.6. Won several important aerial duels and produced an excellent first half tackle on Ipom. Could not reach Sneasel at the near post for the winner. Kartana, 6.9. Faced a difficult assignment against Sizer. Won several clean challenges but was booked and came close to conceding a penalty before being substituted. Hakamo'o, captain, 8.3. Alola's stabilizing force. Won 6 tackles, covered enormous ground and began the move for the opening goal. One misplaced pass preceded Johto's winner, slightly marring an otherwise excellent performance. Alolan Rattata, 7.4. Moved the ball sharply and combined well through midfield. Produced several clever triangles but faded as Johto became more compact. Alolan Marowak, 7.7. Creative and threatening during the first half. Helped construct Mega Zeraora's goal and regularly drew defenders out of position. Mega Zeraora, 8.6. An electrifying World Cup debut. Scored a spectacular volley, struck the post and repeatedly attacked Heracross. One of the most dangerous players on the pitch. Zeraora, 8.4. Created chance after chance through movement and acceleration. Denied several times by Lugia, including from a late free kick. On another evening, he scores twice. Salazzle, 8.0. Supplied a superb cross for the opening goal and remained dangerous on the left. Her service was consistently threatening despite the coastal wind. Alola substitutes. Zarina, 7.1. Added physical presence through the middle and forced one late block from Umbreon. Did not quite provide the decisive final action. Alolan Ninetales, 6.9. Brought defensive stability after Kartana's booking but had limited time to influence Alola's possession. Alolan Sandslash, 7.0. Almost equalized in stoppage time, only to be denied by Lugia's second save in quick succession. Incineroar, 7.1. Made an immediate impact with aggressive running from right back and delivered a dangerous late cross.
And so an unforgettable evening at Driftveil Stadium belongs to Johto. Alola struck first and threatened throughout, but Johto's patience, tactical discipline and extraordinary captain carried him through. Sizer restored parity. Sneasel delivered the winner. Lugia protected it. Match 2 has produced the first victory of the 2026 PIFA World Cup, and once again, the tournament has given us a contest worthy of its stage. From the harbour lights of Driftveil City, thank you for joining us. The World Cup story continues in Unova.